Hello everyone, welcome back to Native Mobile Bits. My name is Sachin and today we are going to cover about states in Jetpack Compose. So before we start coding, let's understand what is a state. So in Jetpack Compose, any value which can change over time can be referred as a state. So all of our Android application displays some state to the users. So state can be the value of our edit text. State can also be the list which we use in our recycler view or list view. It can be any value which can change over time, and we can refer that value as state in Jetpack Compose. And now suddenly when we are talking about state, you will be thinking that why we need this state at all, right? So the main important concept in Jetpack Compose is composition, and composition is basically when we are building some UI with our composables, that is called composition. Okay, and in Jetpack Compose, if we update some data which we are passing to our composables, so we can rerun our composables, and that process is called recomposition. So in Jetpack Compose, whenever the data changes, we can re-render the UI by rerunning our composables. So this process is called recomposition, where we just re-execute all of our composable with updated data, and this is where state helps. So basically state just hold the data, and then whenever re-rendering happens of our UI, state first of all refer to the previous value, and then state just replace the updated value in our screen. Now let me show you this in code, and for that let's define one composable. In this we will use one edit text, and we can define one function greet user, and inside this first of all let's take one surface composable, and inside this let's use this color modifier, and we can use white, and we can give here modifier, and we can just give fill max size. That means it will take up the entire space. Okay, we need to add this inside our default preview as well here, and now let's refresh our preview again. Okay, so we can see that our screen is showing up. Now inside our column composable, let's add one text composable, and we can just add welcome user for now, and then we can add one outline text field. This is like edit text itself but with some border and stuff. So here we can just add empty value for now, and on value change we can pass empty lambda. Now add a label as a placeholder for this edit text, and we can pass one lambda with text composable, and we can pass enter your name, and let's add some padding as well, 20 dp like this, and let's refresh this. Okay, so our preview has been updated. Let's run our project and let's see how it will appear in our emulator. So if we try to type anything inside this text field, our value is not updating because we are not using a state. Now we need to store our text field value in a state. So we can define the state for our text field. We can write text field state, and then we can use mutable state of, and we can define the type string, and then we can pass the initial value. This can be empty, so we have decided to add this empty as the initial value. Then we can take this text field state and we can add in place of the value like this. We also need to remember the previous value when we type the next characters, so we can use one remember API here, this one, and we can just import it and we can use like this. So this remember API, basically it will remember the value produced based on the calculation inside this block. So basically this will remember the value we type inside our text field, and then it will pass to the state. Okay, so it is showing error because we are using the state directly. We need to use state dot value here like this, and now if we try to run our program, let's see what happens. Okay, let's try to type something. If we try to type something, it is still not updating because now it is taking the value from our state, and which is having the empty value. That's why it is setting up the empty value every time. Now we need to handle this in own value change. So whenever any value is changing, we need to update our text field state. Okay, so we can just do text field state dot value equal to it. So whatever the updated value is coming up, we have assigned to our text field state. Okay, now let's run this. So now initial value is coming up from text field state, which is empty. Now whenever the value will change on typing, our text field state value will update, and whenever any state value update, it will re-render the UI with the updated value, which is called recomposition, and then the updated value from our text field state will be assigned to our text field. Okay, so now let's try to type some value inside our text field. It's updating. So now we can see the value is updating. That's how the state concept works. Now composables can be of two types, stateless composable and stateful composable. So this is a stateful composable because this composable hold a state inside, and we can make any composable stateless by doing state hoisting. That means we need to put this state out of this composable somewhere, and the best place to put this state will be the parent of this composable from where we are calling this composable. Okay, so either we can take this inside set content here, or we can just create one parent composable. Let me put this here itself for now, and let's create one parent composable, and let's create one function main screen like this. And inside this, let's call this greet user function here, and let's put this in set content and in default preview as well, like this. And then let's take this state out of this greet user and add inside our main screen composable. So now we don't have any state defined inside greet user composable. That makes this composable as a stateless composable. But now we need to pass some form of data to this greet user. So we can add a parameter here inside our greet user composable, current value, which can be of string type, and then we can pass this current value with the help of this text field state dot value like this. And then inside our code declaration, we can directly use this current value like this. And now if you want to update the state value whenever the value changes inside outline text field, so we need help of this state, but we don't have access to this state inside this greet user function. So we can directly pass a lambda. So we can add a function as the parameter, and maybe we can name it as text field value updated, this one, and then it will be of type string, and then it will return nothing, so we can make it as unit type. So in Kotlin, if a function does not return anything, we can make it as unit type, and then here we can use this named param text field value updated, and we can take this lambda and we can add it here, and inside our greet user composable on value change, we can remove this declaration and we can refer to this text field value updated lambda like this. And let me reformat it a little bit, and let's run our program again. So now if we try to type anything, it's working fine and everything is updating. And now our greet user composable is stateless because it does not hold any state variable inside of this composable. And we have used state hoisting, where we have added the state for our composable inside the parent composable, and that's how the state concept is working in Jetpack Compose. So that's it for the today's video, guys. I hope I shared something valuable with you today. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out the other videos at my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.